had a buddy point out, like, these are either the most insane robbers of all time, or they just don't really realize how destructive they're really being. But what it ends up being is actually a really cool, refreshing take on what Battlefield is.
How is this guy alive? Like, a grenade goes off in his face and then an entire building's worth of glass like lands on him. I'm like, how is he standing? Like, what's going on with this guy?
I don't think you're actually gonna be able to drive tanks, so I don't know how this Battlefield is gonna play out with just like trucks and stuff. But the confined areas of the cities actually make it kind of cool.
It's a little bit weird that there will be 32 robbers versus 32 cops. I don't think crimes of that scale typically really happen. That being said, it's kind of cool, right? And there's like new Levolution things and new maps. In some ways it does feel like a little bit of a reskin of Battlefield 4, but as somebody who loves Battlefield 4, I'm kind of all right with that.
It's another year of Battlefield versus Call of Duty. I would give Battlefield this slight edge this year in just that the cops and robbers situation of Hardline is very interesting. That you play as a group of cops or a group of bank robbers facing off in the city streets. But that doesn't mean that there isn't crazy destruction. They knock over this huge crane that like smashes into the side of a building, seemingly killing hundreds of people. That's a lot to go through just to steal $2 million.
It'll be interesting to see what the second one brings. I mean, I've only seen sort of CG stuff, so we'll see where it goes.
I really enjoyed the first one. It's something different, it's something action-packed. Platinum has their niche and they know exactly what to do every time they make a game. So as far as Bayonetta 2, I want more combat and I want more insane bosses and I'll be happy.
But I'm super excited that it's getting made because I love the first Bayonetta, so I really love to see her coming back. And I think it'll be a ton of fun, and everyone who really seriously loves Bayonetta should buy a Wii U because that's how they're gonna prove to Microsoft and Sony that they were all wrong.
Fast-paced action combat from Platinum Games with Bayonetta, who uses her hair as a weapon, kind of sells itself.
If you're worried that the Wii U doesn't have enough games for grown-ups in it, Bayonetta 2 should really change your mind on that. It is just as violent, as swear-filled, and as sexy as the last entry was, and it's exclusive to the Wii U. On top of getting a new entry in the pioneering 3D action game, you will get the original Bayonetta as well, which has never been released on a Nintendo platform before. So just in case you're worried you missed out on the series, now you can get both in one package.
I remember the first time I watched the Alien movies, and they were pretty terrifying. I mean, I saw them as a kid, so obviously they're gonna be terrifying. And I am excited at the prospect of an Alien game reaching that same level of scariness.
When I heard about it, I went back and I watched the very first Alien, and I saw a couple of dev interviews, and they actually based it sort of off of that, like that first encounter where Ripley, you know, she doesn't have any weapons or anything, she's just kind of running around and the alien's there and they're kind of just in this space and she's trying to just get around safely.
There's just like this one giant alien going to kill you, walking around like a behemoth just in this spaceship. It's kind of scary.
You know, I think everybody's really excited about this because so many people are holding out for the hope that maybe one day, if the powers that be will it, there will be a good Alien game. Could this be the one? We'll find out soon, but damn, we all hope so.
So the Aliens franchise is more known to people for its space marines and killing thousands of aliens with your machine gun, but that's not how it originally started. And the new game based on Alien, the original, definitely sticks to the roots of Ridley Scott's film. That means that there's just one alien, you're trapped on a space station with it, and it will kill you first. It sounds really scary and like no Alien game that they put out before. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's actually probably one of the more interesting Lord of the Rings games I've ever seen. Like, watching it, I didn't realize it was gonna be a Lord of the Rings game because I'm used to them being so kind of like weird and kind of low budget and low quality, or a Lego game. But Shadow of Mordor actually looks like it's gonna be pretty good. It's definitely compelling and pretty.
That game looks amazing. The whole influence balance system where you could hijack this general and then get all his troops and then they're all fighting with you and build your little armies, it's really interesting.
Spicing up Middle-earth is kind of a hard thing to do because there have been so many games and so many interpretations of that world. But with Shadow of Mordor, the idea that your battles and who you kill, who you don't kill in those fights kind of comes back to haunt you later, that's really cool. You can sort of have that orc rival that ranks up as you rank up, and you may kind of ultimately face that orc in one sort of climactic battle.
I'm interested to see how they'll make this all work, especially with all this like Assassin's Creed and Batman gameplay elements that they're trying to stick in. Like, I'm definitely interested in the world that they're trying to create with this, and so we'll see.
Man, I am so bored with those Hobbit films. They are so crappy, but I am happy to go back to Middle-earth again if it's in a game as darkly violent as Shadow of Mordor. You play as a ranger who is possessed by a wraith and is going on the hunt against the orcs who murdered his family. The game has a ton of just like hack and slash combat that looks great, a ton of orc decapitations, but I have to think the guy doesn't stand much of a chance against Sauron.
It's like Halo meets Borderlands meets a bit of Mass Effect.
It kind of shoots like a Halo game, but has the sci-fi feel more of like a Mass Effect kind of thing.
It's like Halo, everything you want from Halo. The multiplayer is just like Halo. You run around like an MMO, so it's like a Halo MMO.
It's beautiful, first of all, to look at on a screen. So many quests you can do with or without your friends. Then you can like turn around and go somewhere else and fight those friends.
I do love Halo, and everyone's kind of like, it's a Halo clone MMO, and it's like, so what? A lot of great games have come out of that, so it looks completely gorgeous. I've seen the character creation and just kind of a couple missions, so it looks amazing, and I'm super excited for it.
It's been a long time since Bungie left the Halo franchise, and now they are finally ready for their next game, and that's Destiny, the mega event franchise launch that is happening this September. It's still an FPS, and it's a sci-fi FPS at that, but it has a lot of MMO kind of hooks into it, along with kind of Borderlands style co-op adventures. It sounds really interesting.
So Far Cry 4 has probably one of the coolest looking villains already, and we've only really seen him in action in like a trailer or two. And so I'm really excited to see just how like weird and insane he gets.
I actually played that twice, once stealth mode and once riding an elephant, and riding an elephant is way better.
The main character just jumped into a truck, pulled one guy out, threw him off a cliff, and then like stabbed another dude up in his jaw. And that was freaking awesome. Then he jumped off of that cliff and then was like flying like Batman in his squirrel suit.
You ride elephants into enemy bases and blow shit up with them. Like, that's the coolest thing of all time. Plus, if you're done, once you're done, you can hop off and skin them for crafting materials. It's insane. You can make like 14 blankets out of an elephant skin. And, or I guess you can use it as a belt to hold more ammo or whatever.
Far Cry 3 was such a surprise hit, but it isn't surprising that there's already a sequel planned for it, though this time you leave the tropical islands for the Himalayas. There's this crazy dictator dude who's like a very charismatic asshole that you're going to be fighting the whole time. You can ride freaking elephants in this game. I mean, come on.
I think this is probably my number one, the one I'm most excited for. I don't even own a PS4, and I've already pre-ordered it for PS4 because, you know, willingly putting the cart before the horse on that one.
I'm kind of glad they took the turn they took with it. I mean, you sort of work together in the multiplayer from the previous games, but it's not as in-depth.
The idea of being able to now assassinate people with your buddies, and especially the way the camera like pulled back and revealed those other assassins around, that's gonna be so much fun. Like, running through palaces and like French apartments and just like stabbing people on your way with friends.
The most impressive thing that I saw was the crowds, and I just want to do like one of those Altair eagle dives into the crowd and have them hold me up and I'll crowd surf.
All right, so it is another Assassin's Creed game, and after coming off Assassin's Creed 4, the series seems to really have its momentum back. This time it's going to the French Revolution, a timeline many people were hoping to see and finally are. The big part of this game is that it is co-op, 4-player co-op in the story mode, drop in, drop out. I just hope it still plays really good solo because that's how I prefer to play Assassins myself.
Oof. Evolve, everything about it just looks so great. The Cthulhu monster, the original like big thumper type monster we already saw, and the fact that your classes really matter. You can't all just unload bullets into this guy. One of you gets to do that, but the other has to try to trap it. Another one has to keep you guys alive. The fact that you all have to really work together to take down these just insane looking monsters is gonna make for one of the coolest co-op experiences I think I've ever had.
It really looks cool, like this idea that you beat people by evolving slowly because they aren't able to stop you from evolving. I think that looks like just a really cool concept.
Just the asynchronous multiplayer is just so fascinating to me. One player just taking over this monster against 4 other completely different classes of characters.
I think that's a really interesting dynamic, pitting 4 against 1, and I think if the balance is good, people will play that game forever. So I'm really excited for that one too.
4v1 is the new hotness in multiplayer games, and Evolve seems to be the coolest of the group. And after playing it, I have to say, I was impressed. You pick one of 4 classes, each person has to play their class and you can't change it up, and you're facing a monster that's controlled by somebody else. And the monster has all these advantages, and it takes a lot of teamwork to take him down. It's like 4v1 at its best.
I mean, this is the franchise that sells Nintendo consoles, right? Like one of the big sellers here. And having it this year, especially alongside Mario Kart, it's gonna be a great time.
It's the perfect balance of everything. So I would be shocked if this wasn't in the top 5 somewhere. That one looks so good. And it's so polished and nice and beautiful and just everything.
I will play it all day, every day. I don't even like Smash Brothers. I don't know why. I think maybe something's like in my blood, but when the 3DS one comes out, I'm picking it up.
In the office, I'm gonna dominate everyone, including Lucas Sullivan and Henry Gilbert. They're all gone. I'm gonna own everyone.
Announced more than 3 years ago, the new Smash Brothers game is finally becoming a reality on both the 3DS and the Wii U. This is the kind of first-party game Nintendo fans have been dying to get, and it's finally happening this year. All the Nintendo mascots that you love are all going to be fighting it out, smashing the crap out of each other, blasting them off screen, and I have to give Nintendo credit for scoring not just Pac-Man, not just Mega Man, but also Sonic, all 3 of them in the same game with all those Nintendo characters. That is an achievement.
Whatever you think about the Dragon Age franchise, let's put aside our differences with Dragon Age 2 for a second, okay? Because Dragon Age Inquisition has so much buildup and there's so much going on in the setting and the lore that it absolutely needed to be an open world game, right? Like you've got the huge war that's broken out between the mages and the Templars, and you'll see that all over the place as you're exploring Thedas in Dragon Age Inquisition.
I mean, like a lot of games on the list, you know exactly what you're getting into if you're excited for Dragon Age Inquisition. But on top of the RPG stuff that we know and love from that series, now you get to like build up your forces and send them out to do the adventures too.
Cast of characters looks massive, and all the choices just seem like totally blown out, where it's not just, you know, black and white, good or evil. There's like different considerations you need to take for each decision you make. Like, do I want to blow up this town or save this fort? It's insane the amount of thought they put into this.
The dragon fights, having seen one of those, it was absolutely insane. Your party has to like attack the legs of the dragon so that it falls down on one side, and then you just kind of stab it to death until it dies and you get, you know, a chest full of loot or whatever.
So BioWare's last Dragon Age game wasn't all that liked, so they're going to have to try really hard with Inquisition, but early report says they are doing it. It looks amazing, the dragons look crazy good, and the story seems to have taken a real uptick. And plus, it won't just stick you in the same city the whole time, which, I mean, you know, that's a plus, right?